one 12-volt battery on front of the trailer, one 20-pound propane cylinder that's full except for what we use to service the trailer. There does have electric jack on the front. We do have an on and off light for hooking up at nighttime and an up and down button for running the jack up or down. It also has a fusible link here to the side. Before you manually have to jack the jack up or down, check that fusible link to make sure that it's not blowed. If it is blowed, you might have to manually come to the top to manually crank that jack up or down. It also has a battery disconnect on the front of the trailer. Since it does have a 12-volt refrigerator, it has to have a battery disconnect to keep the refrigerator from drawing all the juice out of the battery when it's parked and not in use. It also has a 7-way holder on the side that keeps your 7-way cord up off the ground and your chains up off the ground to keep them from corrosion. As we step down along this side here, the big front compartment, there is 2 handles in there. The little handle is for the front tongue jack to manually crank it up or down. The second handle will do the balance jacks on all 4 corners. Pretty good sized compartment back in through there. We're going to step right down around past that. The lug nuts on the trailer tires have been torqued at 100 foot-pounds. The tires are aired up to pressure, which is 65 pounds on the side of the tire cold. The next connection is your 30-amp service. Goes on here, makes a quarter of a turn, tighten up the black knob. The cord's 30 to 35 foot long. The top connection that you can hook to with a water hose and regulator is your black tank flush. So while you are dumping your holding tanks, you can hook a water hose and regulator to this, turn water pressure onto it, has a little aerator on the inside of the tank that spins around, helps clean more of the toilet paper debris out of the inside. The second connection right down below that is your city water connect. That if you don't want to fill the tank on the trailer, you can hook that with a water hose and regulator. And once you turn water pressure onto it, it will have water pressure going to the faucets. On your termination valve, your 2-inch gray valve in the front is your kitchen sink, bathroom sink, and shower water. The 3-inch valve in the back is your toilet water only. You'll pull your toilet water valve, let all the nasties come out that'll come out. Pull your gray valve to kind of help clean out the inside of the hose, and then you can hook to the black tank flush for cleaning out more of the black tank only. It also has a park cable satellite hookup here in the back corner, 2 low water drain points. The red side is the hot side of the water system, the blue side is the cold side of the water system. It is prepped for a backup camera on the back. Does have a spare tire that's aired up to pressure, which is 65 pounds on the side of the tire cold. And you also have an outside shower that gives you hot and cold running water back here on the back side of the trailer only. As we start down this side here, it does have an outside kitchenette. Compartment door is held up by magnets. It does have an outside refrigerator, and the controls for the refrigerator are in the upper left-hand corner. Does have an outside grill, pulls out, red handle comes down, locks it into place. Black gas line connects to the back of the stove, and then we'll come down and make a connection right here underneath. When it makes that connection, the handle in top has to be turned in line with it for it to have gas coming through it. The rest of the paperwork's on top of the griddle here. We're going to lift the red handle back up. Allows it to slide back into its hole. You want to make sure that it's not hot before you slide it back in. And it also has a USB port here on the outside of the kitchenette for recharging cell phones. Also has a 110 outlet on the outside of the trailer that is also protected by the GFI outlet in the bathroom. Hot water heater is the next one up. Hot water heater is gas only, so you'll want to make sure that you pop the pop-off valve and have water coming out of it before you light it on gas. But it also has a drain plug down here in the bottom. 1/16" socket takes it in and out. But it is also called an anode rod, and an anode rod draws all the impurities out of the water to it, eats up that rod instead of eating up the inside of the tank. Anytime the steel rod's showing in, it's time to replace it. Here again, you have a fresh tank that you can fill with water. And little white cap right there is where it drains at. The next one up is the outside of the hood range. For the hood range to work properly, the two tabs have to be lifted up, allows the flapper to flap. But when you're in travel, you'll want to make sure that those flappers are pushed back down into place and locked into place. Oh. Outside of the furnace is the next one. It's going to suck cold air in the bottom, hot air at the top. I always suggest putting a mud dauber screen over the outside of the furnace for the simple fact the screen's less than 16 bucks. It's $145 an hour for every hour that we have to take the furnace out and clean the mud daubers out of it. So it's really worth its weight in gold. One more connection to show you on the outside. It does have a solar charging panel here that you can buy. The solar panel that sits out beside the trailer, plugs into this two-prong outlet, and will recharge the battery on the front of the trailer only. Here again, usually your steps are slid up inside. You're going to grab a hold of them, bring them out, put them in place. We're going to go to the inside of the trailer. As we step into the trailer, it does have a working fire extinguisher on the left-hand side. It also has an LP detector, carbon monoxide. We're going to come up to the monitor panel, check the battery life, shows you it's fully charged. That's not really accurate. To have an accurate reading of the battery, have the 110 line unplugged. Freshwater tank is showing you that it's empty. Black tank's showing that it's empty. And gray tank's showing you that it's empty. As they fill up, they'll fill up 1/3, 2/3 full. First red button down here in the middle turns on the water pump between the freshwater tank and the faucets. The second one is the gas side of the hot water heater. When we turn it on, the little red light, door side fault light comes on. It stays on for about a minute. Once it goes off, the hot water heater will go through 2 lighting processes to light on gas. For any reason it does not light on gas, that little red light will come back on. First black switch turns your LED lights on your awning. Second one turns your LED lights on the inside of the trailer on. As we step around, it does have a 2-burner stove. We're going to flip the glass up 2 times up out of the way. We're going to turn the little white button on the right hand side on that turns the igniter on to the burners. We're going to turn it to where it says highlight position. Hold down. I don't think I turned the gas on the front. But with the button on, there's 2 burners on top. Both have an igniter on that will turn them and cause them to light. In the drawer, there is 2 sets of keys. The purple key does the front door lock and deadbolt. The black key does your outside shower, and the 751 does your front off-door side compartment. All the rest of the paperwork was found in the trailer was in this bag. One of the most important pieces of paper in the trailer is this one here. It has all your appliances, manufacturers, model, and serial numbers on that. So if any of the appliances go out, the first thing the warranty guy is going to ask for is model and serial number. Valuable piece of paper. It also has a Bluetooth speaker that can be Bluetooth from your phone to play any music that you desire. It does have a light for the stovetop and a fan. For the fan to work properly, the 2 tabs have to be lifted out on the black flap on the outside of the trailer. Microwave. Only thing I can tell you about the microwave is we'll hit the clock button. Let's say it's 11:30. Hit the clock button again till the 2 center eyes are solid. The reason I set the time on the microwave is I can tell if the trailer's lost 110 power coming to it or not if it does not keep the right time. There is a little push button light above the sink and a 110 outlet that is also protected by the GFI outlet in the bathroom. Travel lock on the ice box pulls over to the side, allows us into the freezer and refrigerator section. It does have 2 thermostats, one up in the top for the freezer section of it, and a push button down here in the bottom for the refrigerator side of it. Usually you can run that refrigerator on 3 and keep your freezer temperature on cold. Two more things to show you while we're here. Underneath in here in this panel, if you take the screw out of this panel here, it accesses you into the back of the hot water heater. Two valves on the hot water heater, both of them are pointed towards the tank now. When you get ready to winterize, they turn sideways, which actually makes a loop at the back of the hot water heater to keep from having to fill the hot water heater with antifreeze. Two screws in this front panel here accesses you into where the water pump is. There'll be one more of those white valves on it that has to be turned in line with the hose that has nothing on the end of it to stick down into your antifreeze jug for winterizing of the trailer. Breaker box, 30 amp breaker is your main, your 20 is your AC, your second 20 is your hot water, or can't think of what the second 20 is for. Could be for the refrigerator. Then you have one 15 and another 15 that is the converter in the trailer. The second 20 is the microwave. Sorry about that. Car fuses on this side over here are marked from the top down to the bottom what they are, but they also have a red light on the right hand side of them that anytime it has a blown fuse, it will have a little red light off to the right hand side of the fuse itself. Each one of the bunks has a light above it that has to be turned on by hand, and each one of the bunks has a USB port for charging cell phones. We're going to step into the bathroom. Bathroom light has to be turned on by hand. It has a 110 outlet that is your GFI outlet that controls all the 110 outlets in the trailer. It has a single foot flush on the right hand side that you push down on, fills and dumps with water. On your shower, you have, just like what you have at home, has hot water on the left side, cold water on the right side. We do have a knurled knob in the vent in the ceiling that cranks it up. A little black push button that turns the fan on for pulling the steam out of it while you're taking a hot shower. We're going to step right around the corner here. There is another place for a TV on this compartment here on the wall with a marker back. It does have a green light on the booster. Your bottom one is your TV antenna or part cable hookup. The top one is the satellite hookup. And it does have a 110 outlet to plug it into. Another USB port here by the thermostat for the furnace. It does have an on and off spot. It is in the off spot now. You will crank it up to where it says warmer. Dial your temperature up to what you want it to come to. It will run up to that temperature and then automatically shut off. The tabletop comes off between the two benches, off the two pedestals, goes down between the two bench seats. Your two back cushions come across the top of it to make a smaller bed for somebody else. Couch on the front, two back cushions comes off the bed, goes over to the side. It also has a 110 outlet on either side of the bed in the front and a USB port on the door side only. We're going to pull the handle up on the bed and allow the bed frame to come down. Pull against the mattress so the mattress comes down. Makes into a queen size bed for somebody else. It also has a fire escape window on the off door side. Pretty simple instructions. Grab a hold of the red tab on the screen, pulls the screen loose. Red handle comes off and goes all the way through the window. It does have a working smoke detector right above my head. And the white plate right by the door is where the wires for the awning are located. That's where your fusible link and the wiring hooks up. That's basically everything on your trailer. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them the best that I can. Thank you for your time.